Okay. Looks like everything's working. Great. So we left off here with, as I recall, someone said that there was 7 rooms to go, or so. I did the entire north branch, so it's time to go south by my estimation. Okay. I guess here I need to make the snake small by bonking it into this brain. There are 2 brains in this room, so stunning this one doesn't unbrain anything. I have a suspicion that I might need this snake to still be alive for some reason. Why else would there be space for it to exist in? Exactly sure how to ensure that it goes there. I think I need it. There we go. What is this house? Brain serpents seem to use the same path map as roaches and other monsters. This can direct them in routes they cannot complete, since they cannot move diagonally. Cool. What is this about? This is about toggling. Alright. Alright. Seems to work well enough. Do I want that to kill the brain? I guess I do. I don't know. I guess I need that to die behind me, since I'm on a route to the south. Okay. So do I just want to kill these 2? Yeah, there's nowhere for them to go anyway. Alright, sure, whatever. I guess it's on the wrong cycle. And that's why it keeps going to the west. Oh, there we go. Worked that time. Probably because I was on the correct cycle. Serpents' heads are ignored by brains, since they are monsters. Serpents' bodies are considered to be obstacles. Brains are not quite smart enough to notice the inconsistency. Sure, why does this bother close that door? I guess that would be a dead end for snakes to die in. Let's see, this closes that. This closes that. This closes that. What am I trying to do here? That's all I need to do. Not sure what to make of this. I can do that. Does that help anything? I can't see how it would. How am I supposed to reach the West Snake at all? See anything that would let me do anything about the Western Snake here? Like, presumably I'm supposed to somehow use the East Snake to block its path so that it goes somewhere, but I don't really see anything that would let me do that here. accidentally pushed this one into one of the passages earlier, but I don't really know how I did that. And I also still have no idea how that's going to be useful. This. What good does this do? I don't know, but I can. And that happens. Guess that works. Sure. Okay. On to the east. I guess this whole area will be snake route. Sure. What's the idea here? This will be closed by the I guess. That's opened by that. So if I wander in, then it just immediately destroys the mod. If I do this, then it can't do that, but I can't actually leave. Maybe I should leave the north side open. I'm just having to take a wild guess, really. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's not so wild of a guess. It's just the way in which, like, it's gonna be trying to go this way, but only without the brain will it try to go north. Oh, this room looks like a complete nightmare. This is going to be annoying. Yeah. It's as bad as I thought it would be. Manageable. Moving on. This is a secret room. Okay. There's a roach over there, which does that. Okay. How is this supposed to work? This, and the roach will just do that. If I don't do that, the roach will pretty much just do that. So this is asking me to set up the rattlesnake in some kind of loop that lets the roach pace back and forth forever. Which is just generally going to be being set up because it is moving around the brain rattlesnake while trying to get the space set up for it. Just get it temporarily stuck so I can try to put things in the right places. only sensible thing I can think of is that I should have the mirrors in a nice neat row like this, and put the rattlesnake inside. The only thing that really makes any sense for achieving this result. Set this up so that I can leave diagonally. Just all around going to be really annoying. there. I sure hope that's what I was supposed to do. Why? How am I supposed to be able to fix that? Yeah, how is this supposed to be possible? The only way the rattlesnake can continually go in a circle is if it's completely unbrained. There's no other way to make it do that. Because it's a rattlesnake. go to the east a single tile. Huh. Messing up my results all along. Exactly as much space as the actual. I can make it pace like that, but that's not good enough. Hello. I'm trying to divine exactly what kind of thing I'm supposed to do in the secret room. Because it became extremely irritating to try to figure it out from pushing things around inside the room itself. I just want to try to figure out what even could work before I even try pushing mirrors around to make that happen. I've got several things that would make the roach pace to some degree, but nothing that actually seems to properly work. Either immediately goes to the right or immediately goes to the left and stays that direction no matter what I do. It seems to always be one of those two things. So immediately to the left, delete this mirror, still to the left. I guess here it depends on which side it starts on. Just goes in the direction it starts on. And there's no way to stop it from doing that, as far as I can tell. My first thought was to just have a rattlesnake go around in the northmost part, and like, that seems like what the room is telling me to do, but that doesn't work. Because there's no way to make the rattlesnake go around there without completely blocking the area with mirrors, which makes the roach unbrained anyway. So that can't work. I don't think there's anything that will make it just go to the hot tile without touching the button. I think I have to make it pace north of the button somehow, but I really don't see any way to actually achieve that result. Like, even this seems to be as balanced as it can be, and under these conditions the roach just always goes exactly all the way in the direction that it starts out in. It either goes to the left if it starts to the left, or it goes to the right if it starts to the right. With no way to make it actually pace in place. I know I'm not using the full rattlesnake, but I can't see any way to make the rattlesnake be useful if I'm using more length than just 2. Since if it's longer than 2, then most of it is brain-visible obstacles. So most of the time it just unbrains the roach, which makes it useless. Yeah, I feel like this is either know exactly what to do because you're the person who built the room or have seen it before, or it's just, like, impossible to find what you're supposed to do. Like, there isn't really... I can't really see anything about the room that hints toward what you're supposed to actually do, aside from the various things that don't work. Like, there's way too much space to guess through, because you have like 20,000 mirrors in this giant snake. There's all kinds of configurations you can try to put them in. There's no telling what actually would be useful. Aside from taking a wild guess and experimenting, I guess. Which, trying to experiment inside the room itself is extremely painful, because it involves a lot of mangling, moving the mirrors around in very tight space relative to how many mirrors there are, and wrangling the snake into positions that it probably doesn't want to go in. I just don't see what it is I'm supposed to know to do here. It seems like it has to be something like this, where the snake alternates between blocking one side and the other. That's the only kind of thing that works in this kind of situation. It seems like no matter what I do, the road just goes all the way to the left and never turns around, or all the way to the right and never turns around. I don't have any idea how to tell what it's going to do or how to affect what it's going to do. I mean, I understand the concept of brained paths and making one path longer and the other one shorter or whatever, but doesn't seem like any intuition in that direction really pans out to anything useful. Okay, that works. I guess I'll try to create this in the room itself. This is an absolute nightmare to recreate just by pushing mirrors around, but it should be possible. So I'll just take a screenshot of that and try to recreate it. First I need to select the right location. So I guess the reason this should work, could work, hopefully will work, is because one path is really long in brain and the other one is short in brain. So it will take what's currently the shorter path, but then half the time it's blocked. I think I have enough mirrors to recreate that. I just sort of built that, tested that, assuming that I had effectively unlimited mirrors, because that seemed like, it seems like I have an awful lot of mirrors in this game. I also need to get the rattlesnake out and shortened without losing the mirrors, which is tough. There. You can sit there in your corner until I'm ready for you. But yeah, I could never have gone through the cycle of experimenting and trying again and figuring out what to do by way of repeatedly shoving mirrors around in the room itself. I really needed to look at that in the editor for me to have any hope of figuring it out. If it turns out I don't have enough mirrors, then I'm going to be faced with the interesting task of figuring out which parts of the setup are really essential. I hope that's not going to be necessary. Yes, this works. I can push that. And I can put that to happen. This. Very temporarily was in that box. think I messed up earlier. I don't want this to go and I'm not sure whether I'm absolutely have enough floors or not, so I don't want to use up everything. I think I can retrieve that. Yeah, I can retrieve that. Okay. I just need to get one position to block it from doing exactly that. There. Okay. I made the snake box. Good. I can retrieve these to where they're supposed to be. This over here. And this here. And this goes that way. Okay, it looks like I have 2 more mirrors that I needed for the setup that I found in the editor. This perfectly matches what I had, I think. So, oh, except the snake is too long. Yeah. Now this perfectly matches what I had. It should work, in theory. Unless I messed something up. Did I mess something up? I think the room in the editor is not as tall, although I thought I had measured it to be the same height. Okay, well, that additional little bit of mazing seems to have fixed it, so it's fine. We fixed the problem. The room is clear. Okay. The joys of having to use the editor to solve a room. I guess I don't really know how you could make that less necessary for me, since, like, you have to make something easier to put into place in mirrors somehow, or something. I don't know. I guess I would have found it more manageable if the snake was in, like, a trap that I could push a button to open its way out of, like a thing over here with a force arrow going into the area, instead of it being, like, stuck here in the middle of where I'm trying to push things into positions. And that's just me. Alright. This is the last branch. Challenge. Kill the last monster while standing in the dirt floor square. In this square? Okay. So to begin with... there's certainly something going on. So the challenge clearly is telling me just to kill all 4 snakes. Kill all 4 of the corner brains without ever doing a roach before things. since otherwise the room gives you permission to do one of them without Roach's help. Making that one the last one. I'm not really sure why in this situation the Roach goes all the way to the north. It seems weird. Also, hello. Like, the brains are not visible to brains, so surely the Roach should act unbrained and go mostly to the south here and not all the way up there. I don't know what's causing it to do that. Why is it favoring the northwest corner of the square over other directions? Doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, well, I got that one. Maybe it has something to do with the extremely specific order in which moves are considered or something. Which I've long since forgotten that. I wonder whether keeping the central set of brains alive is the right way to get the north ones, or if I should try to do something clever to make the Roach, like, chase me through the sphere in the middle, where it's far enough away. It seems infeasible with just how open the room is otherwise, though. It seems like killing edge brains here won't actually influence what the Roach does, except if it gets out. And putting it back in doesn't really help. It certainly doesn't seem like there's any position I can go to in the entire room that will make the Roach let me go to either of the north brains, let alone both of them. It just runs all the way to the north. If I'm even slightly not completely in the south, and I don't get why it would do that. Why does it go all the way to the north when I'm way down here? It just doesn't make any sense. I have no comprehension of why it does this sometimes and sometimes not. But it sure does that sometimes and sometimes not. I have no clue why it's doing this. There it goes again. This behavior is completely incomprehensible. But I guess it can be used. Mess with it long enough, at least. Basically, all I can tell is that sometimes, for no apparent reason, the roach decides that the way that's away from me is the right way to go. And I needed to do that in a very specific situation. That's basically all I have going here. In this case, I needed to decide that east is the right way to go when I'm to its west. Because otherwise this won't work. Like, really, is there some meaningful explanation for this that one could intuit? It just sort of randomly decides to go another direction, and I really can't tell why. I mean, I guess it must have something to do with the priority of moves for a brained creature, but this behavior is just incomprehensible in the macro. It's not at all clear under what situations it will or won't decide to do it, or how to make it do what it's supposed to do. None of that is at all clear. Just always, sometimes, decides to do something different. I guess I could just give up on the challenge and not have to think about this anymore, but it seems dumb that there's just the one brain left to get. I guess there must be some massive delay. Here. Yeah, like it has to be... It has to decide to go away from me at the corner. It's the only way for this to work, as far as I can tell. So here I did that by doing this and then stepping away. Yeah, exactly like that. But over here. Doesn't work here. I don't know why it doesn't work here, when I'm doing pretty much the same thing. But it doesn't work here. So I guess I'm supposed to do the same thing to somehow achieve a different result. A different location. Now it's going the wrong way again. As far as I can tell, there's no way to make it go the right way. I make it if I just do that to give it a long path? This would be the straight path directly to the plane to the door. So maybe I just need to do that instead. Give it as long of a path to me as possible with this weird magic trick that works for no reason. Doesn't quite make it, I guess. If I open that instead. I mean, out of all of the things that brains can do, that there are explanatory scrolls to help make sense of this strange behavior, why does this room not have one? Because this behavior makes absolutely no sense. The roach just seemingly randomly, decides to go in the opposite direction of its target over and over and over and over again. It runs to the to the northwestern corner of this little box for no reason. But I'm way to the southwest. I don't get it. Starting to wonder if I should check Net chat since. Yeah, I don't know what YouTube could possibly have decided to break this time. How and why? I still do not understand, but I guess that's good enough. Ugh. I don't get it, but it sure is a thing. Is it time for goblins now? I guess it's probably time for goblins. I seize you, Butkin the Butcher. No one can fool me with your foolish ways. Wait. No can fool me with your foolish decoys. As if I didn't know you only act smart when there's a brain around. Brain is foolsome. Other monsters, they is easily fooled, but not me, I says it. Okay. What am I trying to do in this room? To open both of those. There's some business going on. Here. Toggle these doors. Just want the goblin to be on this ortho square so I can try to figure out what the heck is going on with the rest of it. I still have no idea what was supposed to even be going on there. Apparently you can create incomprehensibility with just a single roach and a pile of brains. Which is interesting. And I think I need both of these doors to be open, so surely my first goal then should be to get a mirror on the plates. Since the roach and the goblins certainly aren't interested in keeping the plates held down. Let's see if I need to go around this roach. I think I need it to stand. Oh no. There's no way the roach could ever be persuaded to press one of the eastern plates. So should I expect the mirror to be used for that? Still kinda need this roach to stop following me. Really not enough space to do this on. This can't possibly be what I'm supposed to be doing in this room, but I can't see any other way at all to make this roach do what it seems like it's supposed to do, which is go hold one of these plates. I don't know what it's supposed to do, because nothing that disables these force arrows, but there's clearly hot tiles past them, which suggests that there's supposed to be a monster that moves it perfectly. There's no way to do that. As long as the roach's brain, and the brain isn't where I can reach it without putting things in those slots. The fact that I clearly need both of these plates to be down means that something has to hold both of them at the same time for me to move forward. Something has to press both of these plates simultaneously for me to have any chance at all of reaching the east side where the plates are that open the way to the brain. But the east plates could only be pressed by either a goblin or a mirror, or an unbrained roach, but the unbrained roach would have to be following me, and there's no way for me to go farther east. So the only thing that could do this is if a roach was hanging on. Yeah, the only thing that makes sense is that this roach has to be attracted to a decoy for one of these two buttons, and then the mirror presses the other one. Nothing else really makes any sense for the rest of the constraints. It's just really irritating trying to set that up. This isn't particularly fun. Conquer the room without killing either of the decoys. I don't see how to do that. Even trying to do what I was Even trying to do what I thought was necessary the first time would require killing a decoy. Whatever, I solved the room, technically. What a weird room. Alright, that ends the brain level, the advanced brain level, the brained and unbrained level. The exit is all the way back at the entrance. Phew. I think that's good. Okay. That, I have cleared the room, the level. Move on. Get access to this. I want this. Alright, only one level left to this hub, I think. The central place is where the door goes. Alright, and the new thing is time clones, time travel, or more accurately, recording time. Fun. Anthropic Cauldron. It has been observed that humans are uniquely adept in the art of wasting time. Indeed, Cornelius Plumbum of the University of Melanthal once calculated that if all the time wasted by the inhabitants of Dugandy in a single day could be harvested and put to use, it would be enough to solve every room and every dungeon ever built. And yet we all know that this is impossible. In every moment of our lives, as we go about our business, little particles of time bleed off us and drift on the wind until they settle and gather into droplets, gradually coalescing into invisible rivulets that seep into the ground and meander their way to goodness knows where. Perhaps there is a place far below the surface where these streams of time linger until they become iridescent pools, swirling currents that bustle each other around and create vortices where, for brief moments, some of the time flows backwards. If it were possible to find these pools and sift them to extract some of this backwards flow, then we might, in theory, gain enough time to solve those rooms. Most philosophers agree that this is very unlikely, but it's a nice idea. Okay. So if I'm going this way, press tab to go back in time when you stepped on the token. Seems we'll be dealing with simultaneity here. Oops. That's not simultaneity and self-coordination. The basics of using time buttons ultimately. This one. Okay, this closes those. Okay. So let's see, this is that one. Alright, that seems to be the entire tutorial loop. From there we get possibly one more tutorial. So let's... or another separate tutorial loop. Looks like I have to go north. Safety in going back to the past seems to be good. Working together to make a platform. That's so hard to read. I thought it was a trapdoor, red door at first. I mean, I guess it's obvious that it should be a wall in hindsight, and you can tell if you right-click. It's just that walls and, well, especially with something on it in this style, it's hard to tell walls from red doors. Here it looks like we'll be doing the wonders of double cutting in a time code. And then what? After the black gate's down, yeah, we want to be seen from this side and have a chase in that direction. Trapdoors over here. Okay. So I think if I hang out like here-ish, it should be fine. Perfect. Nice work, myself. This is about delaying some most basic interaction other than just both of you doing things separately. Anyway, at the end of that we return to this room. Get disarmed. Something is definitely happening. Is that's all we have to do. Just find any way at all to prevent it from moving for a moment. Okay. Here we finally have the option of doing or not doing this room. But of course I'll do it anyway. This side, this will work out. I need to find somewhere the time cone to start so that if it's here, yeah, so I need a space about this size. It's gonna be up here. Maybe that's too far north. Oh. I think I just want to be on the west side, actually. This should work. Alright, maybe that'll work. I was thinking of starting from inside the box, but it's not actually possible. In which case, I should expect to start 2 tiles farther to the north. Right, maybe that will work. Yep. Alright, now we're properly into the freeform part of the world, I suppose. Some time clone goes in here. And he's stuck in this area with a sword. Okay. So just wait. I didn't actually take the quote. Yeah, it helps if I actually am recording the time before I start. Okay, wait. Going to go here. That should do it. Don't push myself off a cliff. That generally helps. There we go. Ta-da. Well, this is the blue door, so I guess I'll go another way. Whoa, okay. Score displays went after each other. Okay. So this is just straight up dealing with a horde with the time clone's help, I guess. Trying to think what would be the ideal place for the clone to be, though. To where it can survive. I think that would work. Yeah, if he does this and Wicked would be those cover the other two spots, that should be just fine. That's probably enough. Alright, wasn't much to that side path. So next I will go... is this? Okay. Next, I will go to the west. Alright, what are we doing here? I guess the point of this room is, hey, a time clone, when disappearing, doesn't actually drop its trapdoor. Okay, but... yeah, so I should wait. I guess this one. Time clone 2. It's on time clone 1. It's a little bit. Presses this one. Goes to the other one. It's a little bit. This is this one. Time clone 3. Waits for everybody else to be done with their work. And goes to press the remaining one after a moment's wait. Regular, original flavor, goes into the box. Play things as they become available. There we go. Let's continue to the west. What happened here? See what I'm doing. Alright, so if regular Beefro is waiting over to the east, then the time clone can do this. And then wait a while, this, wait a while, this. That should work, I think. I guess puzzle mode is a bit extravagant for this room. Oh. But I have to do the east one last, so... wait, I can't do the east one last. Yeah, I can't go in without either doing the east or south one. And they have to be done east, west, then south. I guess I could swap roles. Yeah, all I needed was a proper division of labor, that's all. Alright, now there's this direction, which I can only reach if I... push across a fire trap. There we go. Oh, and that leads to a secret room. Interesting. Whoop. guess I'd better pick a direction to face before I enter the room. What direction would actually be good? I don't see any... Oh, there is a disarm token. Okay. Let's understand what's happening here first of all. There's a lot here. Want that to happen, assumably. And after that happens, regular Luthro goes up here and kills that. Then two friends in the east go do a thing. The center goes north. Okay. So do these fire traps even matter? I don't know. Anyway, so this time clone should expect to wait here a long while. Attack something. Anyway, what happens after you go? Right, okay. I had that right. You should expect to want to face that way, so we're going to 8, synchronize a step, wait a little longer, here, wait a while. This one, we want to do the same thing. Wait. Okay. Actually, I guess Time Clone 2 is going to have to be the one to press the token. Wants to face that direction. That shouldn't be a problem. He also shouldn't walk. Yeah, he also should just stay out of the way until it's almost time to do that. Okay. That should set his facing correct. We can go here. Wait a while. Yeah. Oh. I wasn't recording a time clone. I thought I was. This work? I guess no, the process of those two doing their jobs will arm this time clone, but wait, why did that not? What? How did that not turn that time clone to the right direction? Okay. So this part means I have to do something very picky, I guess. I'm not really sure I understand. I should probably just start disarmed, though. start this one. So this one... way to open these doors is to press that orb way over there. And I have to open these doors to do anything. I mean, I can kill these beforehand, but that's bad.
My name is Beethro.
I want to not kill them. Let's just assume that I figure that out. Pretend that this one kills that. Then what? I guess I'll do this. Hope I can use that to get it facing the right way. Go over here to actually kill it. That happens. That's not what I should do. Okay. After that, this one should go. How is this supposed to even be remotely possible? There's no way to turn once in this area, so I have to be facing east or north. Well, at least I have to be facing north. But there's also absolutely no way to be facing north at this point. Where the disarm token is. That is really obnoxious. Yeah, this is impossible. I would have to go back out after recording this time clone and hit the disarm token again. That's the only way that this could work. That's the problem. There has to be a way to go back after recording this time clone. Why? That's annoying. I guess there were just too many constraints to prevent snake nonsense from... Okay. I may have been overthinking this or something. This works aside from that. No, this works apparently. Okay. I guess I was overthinking it. Cool. Interesting dance that was required there. Although it didn't seem to have anything to do with pushing time clone or with time clones pushing me over fire traps. I guess that's a completely separate puzzle. Alright, what's the deal here? I guess I just need... Is that a hot tub? That's a hot tub. Okay, so what I have to do is establish a pattern of cutting that works whether it's mud or gel, and also doesn't get me killed. Is that on a force arrow? Okay, so the goblin isn't going to hurt me, I just need to be able to reach it. See if that works. Nope. Of course, my error was at the very beginning. That work. That will work. Very nice. Fun two versions room. There's a lot of this level left, I guess. At least a bit. Looks like a lot. I think I might do this room for tonight. I got very stuck in a couple of the brain rooms. As nice as it would be to only have the exam left next time. What are we doing here, by the way? This... We have some hot tiles. We have this giant map of more hot tiles. I guess the goal is to make up this eye and convince it to dance. I guess I can at least see whether my strategy is going to work. What should I be doing here? Maybe I'll start with it. Maybe I want something like this. That would make any sense. That's not it. But I have to pour it. No. This is what I want. It has to be an even numbered amount because that's four turn cycle that I'm asking you to do. Certainly is good. Yeah, I am supposed to walk around in the square. Yeah, at least if the other one is dancing in a square, the cycle required of this one is a little weird. It's like a triangle with a weight. That's probably plenty of time. There we go. A nice square dance with a time clock. Here's a really obvious broken wall, which leads to this secret room. I'm not going to do that today, though. I'll just poke it. So this path continues and branches. That path continues and branches, and it looks like that's a gateway, so a tutorial to whatever that is. And this is a fancy looking secret room. Alright, plenty of time clone trials await. I think I will be back next Saturday. Hopefully I won't get as distracted playing something else as I did this time, which is what led to me being late today. Anyway, thank you for watching. Sorry about this chat not working apparently like it should. But I can't do anything about it as far as I know.